Skywrath Mage favored, but of course they do have the Nyx Assassin, great hero against Skywrath Mage. Well, kind of. Right, he's an intelligence hero, but that's about it. Skywrath doesn't have any easy spells to Carapace, really. And, you know, Silence destroys Nyx Assassin, so it's kind of weird. I imagine that if the lane is really, really awful, Queen of Pain's going to go to the jungle, and then Nyx Assassin will take up the mid lane and just get experience that way.
Yeah, could potentially see that for sure. As I believe Planet Odd, picky players, they want the music turned down, I believe. That's what they're asking for, so don't think that's going to happen. And they're just going to have to put up with it, so we're gonna have a good to go now. So yeah, Newbee, they won Zotac. They've been placing top 2 in some tournaments, including ESL 1.
We've got a Bracer first. Is that normal?
All right, that's not normal.
Maybe he thought it was a null talisman and he misclicked.
No, he doesn't really misclick.
Okay.
A lot of times, I mean,
he's an innovator, right? He's playing Skywrath Mage mid.
I was going to say, he's one of those players that likes to innovate, so it wouldn't be the first time he pulls out something pretty crazy.
Okay.
Moon Meander is going to be playing the offlane Bristleback, so that was picked up relatively early, and it's like the panel was kind of talking about, it's one of those flex picks where you can pretty much put him in literally any lane, actually.
Yep, very true.
He did get some nerfs. Do you remember what the nerfs were? There were less stacks or something like that for Quills, or was it Warpath? It was like
it was Warpath damage per stack in the early levels.
And he loses a little bit of strength now, right?
Right, his strength gain.
His strength gain in general has gone down, yeah, okay.
He's not game breaking for sure. Still does the same thing, still one tanky pig.
Yes, he is one tanky pig to say the least.
Yeah.
Resolution Gyrocopter, not a hero I want to say they've had a ton of success with in
Have you even seen this a lot?
Recent memory. I mean, I watched a lot of scrims back in the day, Brax, and it was not successul back then.
The inside info.
Things have changed. I mean,
was this
it's not insider info anymore, but
was this before the Ags?
Yeah, he never got Ags. I don't know if it was before Ags was out, but he definitely never purchased it. But I think this game, Ags, is not great because that sets up somebody like Nyx Assassin to get a guaranteed spike carapace every time.
It's already guaranteed with Flat Cannon, isn't it?
I mean, you don't have to cast Flat Cannon, though. You don't have a choice with the Aghanim Scepter.
That's true.
That's the difference, friend. That's the difference.
You're at the mercy of the Dota 2 AI if you hit him or not, then.
It is random. What do you think of Gyro Ags in general, though, regardless of the actual lineup for Newbee?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's, when you look at the raw stats of what the ability actually gives you, is it's a crit on a timer, right?
Okay.
I know you can't.
I agree.
You can't aim it, but you have massive AoE to clear everything else for.
When do you like to see it purchased? First.
Yeah.
All right. You and me are on the same page, my friend.
That's how we know we're wrong.
It feels like, well, like first in sense of, do you get like a Maelstrom first and then Ags, or is it just literally
I've seen that before
Ags?
too, but I don't like it. I don't feel like you need the raw damage on Gyro early on in the game. I feel like he's kind of like Troll Warlord, right? Where you want to be tanky enough so you can stand there and fight and actually deal damage, or else you kind of just fall over and die to anything that comes towards you.
Right. I don't know if you've seen my attire here. I'm starting to start a new trend with wrinkled shirts. Can you guys see this? Does that look?
Yeah.
Oh, you can see my pit stains too. Excellent. So I was talking to you a couple hours ago, and I do believe at some point in our lifetime, wrinkled shirts will be the fad. So I'm just ahead of my time.
So. Helps people like me.
Yeah, one of these days,
lazy
man.
People.
One of these. I mean, everything comes full circle, right? So
that's true.
So
just
why
like
not?
Dota 2.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, Gyrocopter used to be picked all the time,
That's
never picked at all, and now here we're seeing him yet again. So this top lane will be the Gyrocopter Resolution. Weehaw is up here right now.
They got some lane swaps. Is that right? Well, I guess it's 30 seconds into the game, but
yeah, they have
Wee's
time.
just hanging out up top.
Is there any way that he ends up going top?
They might
on a
want
Skywrath Mage.
I don't know.
It looks like they might be actually transitioning towards that. Very strange. What do you think of that?
I honestly have no idea. I mean, Skywrath, when he gets levels, he can kill Timbersaw, right? When he's like a level 5-ish, maybe, but before that, he probably won't do a whole lot to him. He'll just tank up the wave and sit at full health.
They could do. Skywrath Mage versus Timbersaw. It's pretty. I want to say favored for the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, definitely.
In general, if that ends up actually being the lane, but they can switch things up still. So it will be for now Moon Meanders, Bristleback, and Sand King mid against the Queen of Pain, and a Gyrocopter Warlock off lane.
Okay. Well, they're actually switching again. Timbersaw TP down to bottom lane, so.
Okay.
Newbee want their specific lane matchups here.
I mean, Gyrocopter's not really that bad against Timber, is he?
He's pretty bad. He hits for like 40
Really?
damage.
Well, it's not the physical damage. I'm just talking about Rocket Barrage, because you don't want to...
It does 0 damage at level 1, actually.
All right, let's see. To me, it looks like it does a little bit of damage at level 1.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but not enough.
It doesn't say 0, man.
7.
So is there any point in this lane that Gyrocopter can actually just be fine and actually try to get a kill on the Timber Saw, or is that not really realistic?
It's pretty hard to kill Timber, but they can definitely harass him. It's just Timber sometimes gets to that point where he is immune and takes 0 damage. So
yeah.
Until then, Gyro pretty much farm. I think they'll just rotate the lanes around when he gets to that point.
They're just going to keep going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, what do you think about this top lane, though? Now we have a Skywrath Mage dual lane against Ursa Nyx.
Very strange. I mean, Nyx is just going to spam Mana Burn over and over, which is going to own Skywrath later in the game more so than now, but still annoying to say the least.
I feel like even if he was mid, Kaka would just casually come by and Mana Burn him, and then Queen of Pain would have the advantage anyways.
Now, the thing that I'm interested in as we get to the mid or later stages of the game, we're going to have a Burrow Strike onto the Nyx Assassin. Don't think they're actually going to be able to get a kill here. Skywrath Mage is very low on mana. In fact, can't even cast an Arcane Bolt right now. Have you seen Ags?
On Skywrath Mage?
Skywrath.
I've seen it with Void before, and then it looks amazing, but outside of that, it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, it's one of those, I have absolutely no idea if it's... I mean, it's one of those games where you have Nyx in the game again, where I don't know if that's going to be a good thing having 2 Arcane Bolts flying around everywhere. But we'll see if anything changes. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be something like an Atos into... What did he used to go,
well, Atos sounds like it'll kill every hero in this game.
Yeah.
Well, SC gets the courier here, but he might die with his pay for his life here.
SC trying to get a kill, but Moon Meander is going to get the first blood at the end of the day. So ends up being a trade of sorts.
First blood.
Oh, yes.
That's right. How could you forget?
That's the actual stage. I didn't even realize that. Did you?
No, that's
I thought that was a graphic.
I'm going to turn around next time and look at it.
That is sick. Okay, that is pretty sick. Because we're going to have a Burrow Strike here from Misery onto Kaka, but I think this is more of a, I'm going to steal your bounty rune, and you're going to have to live with it, my friend.
Yep, just making the great escape now. There's no real threat of dying here.
Yeah, Misery loves playing these heroes that can actually get some farmers. We have the top lane, Weehaw taking a ton of damage, but will TP out in the midst of the scary bear overseeing him, and will be just fine, at least for now.
I wonder if he'll switch now.
Yeah, that's the question, right?
Yeah, 6 CS Skywrath Mage, not where he wants to be. And when you look at this hero, you think it's a giant snowball hero, right? Tons of pressure in the lane, lots of early game damage, doesn't really scale that well, has a hard time farming.
He's going back top, though.
Okay, he's a trooper.
When we talked about how that would be a good matchup versus the Queen of Pain, what do you think their reasoning is for this?
Switching the lanes up?
Yeah.
They're trying to give Gyro the start that he wants. Because I feel like even if Skywrath Mage was mid, it still wouldn't be great just because Kaka can come Mana Burn him.
Right.
It really offsets the lane advantage.
All right, well, we'll see if that ends up benefiting them or not. KP right now on the Timber Saw level 2 at the moment. Saksa being kind of annoying, spamming that shadow word, and Resolution looking at a, let me get my CS up here. This is actually, there we go.
He's doing pretty well.
21-9 versus the 19-10 for Ursa, so pretty much on par. Both one position carries, if you want to call them that. Of course, Gyrocopter is one of those weird heroes where you can actually be quite effective in the early stages of the game. We're going to have the Impale, but there's a counter Burrow Strike onto the Ursa. Kaka is in a lot of trouble. A couple more right clicks might take him out, but no, it's actually going to Weehaw going down first, and Kaka will live to see another day. And now it's a 3v1 as they're going to chase down Misery. How much mana does Bad Boy have right now? Doesn't really matter. He gets burst down by Mugi on the Ursa, and meanwhile, mid lane, Moon Meander, he chased off the Queen of Pain, who ends up blinking out to safety.
Yep, so both teams... Oh, KP
bottom lane, KP. What did I say? What did I say, my friend? He gets blocked by creeps. That's what happens.
He canceled his Timber Chain because he thought he was going to hit the tree.
Oh, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
It hits trees.
Does hit trees.
No, that's a level 3 Rocket Barrage. That hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts,
it does
man.
hurt.
And Timbersaw is not really... he only has 6 last hits, so this is surprisingly... well, I shouldn't say surprising, because I did say that Gyrocopter would do fine in this lane.
Right.
You know. How dare you, Brax?
It's also the dual lane factor.
True. True. There is an annoying Warlock in the lane. That is to be noted, of course.
So both teams kind of have this one hero that's been totally crippled, right? Skywrath Mage on one side and then Timbersaw on the other. Timbersaw a bit better at catching up and gets tanky and beefy regardless, just needs
those levels. This is an off lane here. He's used to this stuff, right? So
exactly.
Skywrath Mage, on the other hand, it's a little bit of untested waters, if you will.
Yep.
And yeah, Weehaw looks like he has an Atos queued up in his quick buy right now. As Moon Meander's going to take a couple mana
He's got
burns
some dreams. It's a long ways away.
I don't know, man. It's Weehaw. He'll find the farm eventually. Misery only level 2. This is actually strange for him. I mean, obviously he wants to roam a bit, but he loves these heroes that can farm. Obviously Sandkin can catch up a bit with that Caustic Finale once he picks that up.
Yep, very true.
But he's a very, I want to call him a greedy support.
Yes.
You remember from the days of LGD Int, of course.
Yep, he likes to acquire lots of farm.
He likes to play core. That's why it's a secret. Right. But he always ends up on support. I don't want to say that,
but it's true.
I mean, he played offlane for secret for a while.
Yeah.
So he's definitely used to a little bit of that life. But he leaves it to the young guns to take the core roles now, the 1 and the 2 at the very least. Resolution and Weehaw both. Well, everybody on the team younger than Misery, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, he's the old man
He's the old man. Weehaw very low on this top lane, by the way.
So what can they do? I mean, they need to figure out something with Scar. I guess when he has some more levels, there's lots of kill potential. And these lanes, there's a lot of damage, but it just feels like it's kind of a hindrance right now.
I mean, Weehaw could transition to support. I know how much he loves to place wards and whatnot, but probably not a realistic approach. But Bristleback, he's getting a decent amount here. He's top of the CS department at the very least, along with actually both Gyro and he are top of the net worth right now.
Lane's going pretty well outside of just the Skywrath mage lane for now. But I mean, regardless of this hero having items or not, he's still going to be able to silence, drop the ultimate, and do a ridiculous amount of damage to a single target. So.
And Moonmian's going to pop the shrine here, bot, take out these ancients with relative ease.
Yep, and this will free up some space mid lane too for we to actually.
Oh, he finally found the lane that he likes to play.
That's right.
Well done, my friend. Yeah, Weehaw's one of those guys that he can get tilted, obviously, but like every person in Dota, but
so
one of the more realistic players overall. Is Misery gets an early level of Sandstorm, but the Earth Shock will. Actually, it's Kaka with the mana burn. Just one more takes him out with ease. But Weehaw's actually one of those interesting players where from a team perspective, he's very easy to work with. But if he tilts in game, he just goes silent. He doesn't really rage, which I'm sure you've been around people like that before as well.
Never in my life.
Never? Oh my. NA Dota must be very good in your household. I don't know about these pubs, dude.
Place of sunshine and happiness.
KP's Timbersaw right now, about to hit level 5. So one thing we didn't bring up is that Gyrocopter got a huge buff in the last patch, 5 movement speed.
Okay.
That definitely helps the Aghanim Scepter. Of course, his talent also gives him, I believe it's 35 move speed at level 20, actually.
Nobody gets that, though.
Yeah, they do.
Cooldown reduction.
If you go Aghanims. No, if you go Aghanims, you go the move speed.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the cooldown reduction has way too much value not to get. Just because it works on items, too, like BKB, Satanic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we'll have to wait and see, my friend.
That is true.
As here is a smoke by Newbee, both Faith and Kaka, looking to potentially gank. Well, it's just going to be Misery for now. Maybe not the best target for them, but they are going to get off the Earth Shock, and that's going to be a very, very easy kill. Don't even think they needed all 3 for that, but regardless, we'll pick it up. Now, Moon Meander is heading towards the death area, if you want to call it that.
He
Ursa,
is indeed in the death area.
How do you think about Ursa versus Bristleback in the mid to late?
In the mid to late, it's actually not that good. Like, Bristleback can tank a lot of his damage, and he also builds items that are really good against Ursa. Solar Crest, Heaven's Halberd, any sort of evasion really ruins Ursa's combo. He's a hero that really needs to land all those auto attacks, or else he falls short of killing heroes most of the time. And Bristleback also naturally tanky, so I don't actually think it's that good against him.
No way to itemize for that, I guess.
Right.
I mean, Ursa kind of has some of the same issues that, like, we were talking about any melee hero at this point, but more so Sven as of recent memory.
Yep.
Just being kited and whatnot.
He wants all these mobility items that let him land these auto attacks, right? Blink Dagger, BKB, even sometimes Basher. Desolator increases his combo. Jesus, the
KP is in a lot of trouble. He's extremely low, and little does he know there's a Misery here with a Burrow Strike and into a Rocket Barrage, and yet another death for him as Resolution takes credit for that one.
That's the Flat Cannon Fatal Bonds combo.
Yeah. Pretty dirty. And this is most of Planet Odd amalgamating towards the bot lane to take this bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, both teams, I mean, you can see their movements. They want to make plays toward their strongest lane, which happens to be, Moon Meander should be pretty safe here.
But Kaka takes the bounty rune. That's what he really wants. Even if he dies, it's well worth it, right, Brax? For sure. He does have Spike Carapace. He's going to TP out in the midst of danger. SC applies a Shadow Strike to Moon Meander. And
that's space. He's dancing in front of 4 heroes right now.
Yeah, Moogie wants to deal a little bit of damage, but won't be enough to even scratch the old Warthog.
Yeah, as you said, it was indeed a little bit of damage. Almost nothing.
It was a tickle. What does Bristleback do when he gets tickled? I don't know.
He sneezes and out comes his quills.
Oh, that's true. Wait, is that sneezing? The sneezing is the goo.
That is the goo. You're right. What is the quills on?
The quills are just like a bowel evacuation or something.
Oh boy.
Like that. I'm not really sure. But Weehaw, level 6 right now. In the mid lane, hit 7. So just look at the level discrepancy. He just hit level 7. SC in the meantime about to hit level 10.
Yep.
In fact, will TP bot lane. They want to find this gyrocopter, and yeah, the Sonic Wave ensures the kill for Newbee, as they have a 5-3 advantage at the current point in time.
Yep, big kill there. They did have to use the Sonic Wave though.
Oh boy.
Goodbye.
Yes. Well,
the bracers for the Atos rush, so he wants it as fast as possible.
Yeah. You're talking about Weehaw.
Yeah. Starting with the bracer.
Now Weehaw now, looking a little bit better. He's 3rd on net worth, so he is technically a core now, officially.
Yes, that is true.
We'll see if Misery has anything to say about that as time goes on. But Planet Otter pretty close here. Warlock Soxa does have Chaotic Offering if he wants to actually initiate on a fight here.
No Quap ult as well, so Newbee can hope to defend and hope that they dive, which might happen.
Oh man, there goes the Chaotic Offering. It's going to be on 2 into a Burrow Strike, and the call down will be enough to take out Nick's Assassin. But here comes Mugi. He pops in Rage, trying to right-click Resolution, but he's covered by 4 heroes. Does he actually want to go for this? Misery, Sandstorm, not going to be enough to get away. And now Mugi just taking out 2 with ease. One more Arcane Bolt will finish him off, though. It's Weehaw dancing around with that ridiculous move speed. Skywrath Mage, Resolution, full HP, full mana for the most part. Wants to take out this tier 1 tower, and will get it. So Odd, a 3-for-1 and a tower.
Yep, tower secured. It's a bit of an awkward way to start a fight, you know, dropping the Golem in so you can land a Sand King Stone on 1 hero, but they knew that there's no Queen of Pain ultimate, so at best, you know, they trade 2 heroes for 2, and they secure the tower. It's definitely a big win for them, being able to force that tower.
And we're looking at the replay here. Just enough damage to take out the Nyx Assassin, and yeah, the Fatal Bonds is actually such a scary spell. We saw, I can't remember what tournament, maybe it was Zotac. Fatal Bonds on the Roche, remember that?
Yeah, that was Zotac.
That was one of the first times I've seen that used. It almost felt like an abuse.
Makes
it happened twice in the same game.
Taking Roshan, right?
Yeah, it really does.
You get too close and you're just dead.
And as far as Roshan is concerned, obviously Newbee having the Ursa really want to take advantage of that. Like, do you feel Ursa, if he doesn't get Aegis, like how big of a deal is that?
Gigantic.
Gigantic.
I feel like he can't play the game.
Is he unplayable almost?
I feel like if he doesn't get the Aegis, he won't snowball at all.
Right.
He needs the Aegis to get to that stage of the game where he has Blink Dagger, and he can actually play off the Blink Dagger instead of waiting for BKB before he goes into fights.
Yeah, so we were talking about earlier the fact that Newbee obviously been a lot more consistent as a team, and there were some question marks about whether how much they actually care about this tournament in general, just because they're probably going to get the invite. But I do have to say they definitely want to beat Planet Odd because they have had their number in the past. So I don't think that's really a question mark at all. Moon Meander's going to take a Shadow Strike here. Oh, the Mystic Flare will miss, so Nyx Assassin will live to see another day. Fatal Bonds is applied, but not to anybody else, I don't think.
Yep, they narrowly make it out with their life there. Nice Sentry Ward. Oh, man. So Planet Odd have such a disgusting team fight right now, but Newbee have like that Roshan potential. They need to look for some way that they can force Planet Odd away from Roshan so they can take it, but I mean, Planet Odd, they're playing directly around the Roshan, they know. They're actually just going to go for it with Bristleback as well. Okay.
Yeah, the goo definitely helps take out Roche. The question is, can Newbee, well, it doesn't look like he even know about it right now.
Even if they knew, what can they do?
They do?
They have to walk into call down and stuns and
Chaotic Offering not quite up yet, but it's close enough that you won't really know whether it is. So they're going to play it safe. Faith is countering a ward in the midst of all this, so he knows what's going on.
They know Roche is happening now, but they don't know how low
there's a TP by
it is.
SC. Will he jump in to try to take it? No, it's too late. Aegis goes the way of Resolution.
All right, big play from Planet Odd there, taking it even without the Warlock ultimate being up at the beginning. It did come up at the end, but it's still, like when you can deny heroes like Ursa and Aegis, they lose a lot of momentum in these kind of games. Now he has the Blink Dagger up on Ursa, but you can't really jump into a team fight like that when someone has Aegis. Like, he's just got to tank all these spells and he'll probably die to them.
And they're just going to group up and attempt to take this tier 1 tower. There's the SNY for Resolution, so we'll not be going for an Aghanim Scepter.
Yep, BKB in the quick buy as well.
So it pretty much, I want to say a more standard build on Gyrocopter that we've seen. I mean, we're talking about like a year ago when he was actually
maybe
played.
Even longer than a year ago. This is
it's been a while.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, when I think gyrocopter, I think TI3 Alliance time period.
True, true.
I mean, this is a hero we've seen come back and forth into the meta, kinda.
Yeah, he finds his way. He sneaks in every once in a while.
The frog loves him.
It seems that is the case. Impale, not going to hit any heroes. And the Rocket Barrage doing a decent amount of damage, but Spike Carapace is forced out. A little bit of zoning going on. Of course, we do see Solar Crest on Moon Meander being applied to Resolution. And I'm not sure if Newbee wants to actually defend this. They will be trying to get the Tier 1 bot in the meantime, but it is not even damaged at this point.
Yep.
Nyx Assassin has to get into Vendetta to be able to get away.
I mean,
So
Newbee they're responding pretty well to this aggression. They know the push is coming, so they're just farming the other lanes, trying to pressure towers, make them move. And now it's a bit awkward. They force the gyro TP down bottom, but there's not any more Tier 1 towers to be taken, so it's going to take Odd a lot longer to get to these towers. I imagine they're just going to play slow and kind of reset the game. Sand King's going to take some time to farm up his Blink Dagger and then just play the game from there.
Yeah, he's quite close. Only a couple hundred away from finishing that bad boy. SC in the meantime for the Queen of Pain is going for an Orchid, which obviously will own Skywrath Mage quite a bit.
Yeah.
What do you get like a Yules or something to counteract that on Skywrath? What do you?
Yeah,
it's just not
Yules,
a typical hero we see.
It's definitely not something that we usually see at all, but Yules looks good. Cheapest item you can build to counteract that. And it's also like, the stats are good for Skywrath. Mana regen, move speed.
Right. So Weeha, he went Atos, obviously, as we talked about, and is going to be going for a Blink Dagger next. Wants the Ultra Mobility. They're going to smoke up in the meantime. Mugi might be stuck in the river. There's the Atos into a Chaotic Offering and the Mystic Flare.
That's
no chance. He doesn't even pop his ultimate. He might have been silenced, actually.
Yeah, he got silenced there. That's
rough.
Yep, that is rough. And that's going to signal the push out here from Odd, but Newbee, they're hitting top lane as well. Oh,
and
Faith.
we're going to see a Burrow Strike along with some goo. Faith, you pick Crystal Maiden every game. You should be used to this by now, my friend. And we were talking about this the other day, right? How many times he picks Crystal Maiden. It's like, I want to say 35 picks, and then his number 2 is like not even double digits.
Right, right.
Pretty insane how often. And the Golem is going to be top lane trying to stop this push for Newbee.
That's a nice use of the Golem, actually, since they already used it mid. Helps stall up the wave, defend the tower.
I mean, you can't teleport the Golem, unfortunately. That's a real feature that needs to be added, no doubt about it.
Does it really?
Nah. What do you think of the Warlock talent, by the way? The Death Golem.
The Death Golem?
Yeah. Do you ever go what's the other alternative?
I think it's pretty bad, isn't it?
350 HP.
Yeah, never. You want to die at that point, right? That's when you're blinking in, Fatal Bonds in, kill me, guys.
Right, you just use your spells and you're like, please kill me. Just have a huge sign. That could be the next cosmetic, a sign that says kill me. Why not?
Yeah.
What about the old Bloodstone play, man? Get a Bloodstone on your support Warlock. Blink in.
Can't wait to see that.
You buy a Blink on support Warlock as well, of course.
Does this guy have 25 minutes to farm?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That's what it sounds like. He needs
some of these teams really, really like to farm. Of course, you could just put him on like a position 3, which would be awful. But
yeah, it sounds like that would transition.
Once you get those items, like, come on, how do you beat it, dude? How do you beat that? I mean, your Golem eventually is going to get BKB.
I guess.
Level 25 talent.
Eventually, the Golem doesn't do anything besides stun for an AoE and for 1 second.
Great. Yeah, but you get 3 of them if you have Refresher as well, right? Yeah. I mean, this is a lot of items, of course.
This guy's got some serious late game potential now.
Absolutely. Gyrocopter and company taking out the Tier 2 tower. Newbee does not want to contest, but they will try to trade this Tier 1. I don't think they're going to get it, though. As Misery comes in, gets the stun off, but Nyx Assassin gets a spike in return. Sentry's placed. Kaka attempting to TP out. They don't have a stun to actually cancel that, so he will get away safely.
Yep, and meanwhile, Newbee just split pushing the side lanes. They know that Planet Odd want to run down lanes to force some of these towers, and they're always set up on the sides. I mean, that's really important. If Queen of Pain's there, like 1 wave slower than that, tower won't die at all.
Oh, we see the Aegis actually just completely unused. Of course, we forgot to mention the fact that that's probably a big reason why they don't want to fight right now.
Yep.
But the next Roche is going to be enormous. I expect that to shape the game one way or the other. I mean, it's less than a 5K lead because we don't see any.
Oh, you're right. It's not there.
Man. I mean,
oh man, what a close game.
Odd was up about 5K though. Newbee's doing apparently a better job of being efficient around the map because they have cut the lead a bit. But Odd definitely in the lead at the moment. Ursa went Blink Dagger, not a surprise obviously. Morbid, so casual Morbid Mask, and going for Diffusal Blade next.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
A diffusal blade is very nice. It helps with some of the kiting problems, and it's also just a very high DPS item. So I like it a lot.
It's not the most common thing you see on Ursa. Typically, it would be for if somebody picks up a Ghost Scepter to cancel that, or, I mean, it used to counter the Golems, of course, but that was a little OP, I think. Uh-oh, Kaka. Oh, they see him. He gets silenced and brought down.
Yep, Atos doing work there. I mean, the Atos silence ultimate combo, pretty much anyone dies even at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
There's no real counterplay in terms of items for that yet.
And having this much magic damage, I mean, we've seen this time and time again where Timbersaw has to go a hood before he can actually go for Bloodstone, which is really what he wants. So he's still quite a ways away from finishing that, and we're talking about a 21-minute game right now.
Yeah. Pace of the game is just too fast right now for Timber to sit back and farm after the start he really had. I mean, Otter just forcing this high ground.
Yeah, don't see why not.
Yep.
They have Chaotic Offering, of course, in the back. Misery's going to TP out, though.
Yep, setting up. Their main objective, I guess, is just to drag everyone back. You know, they had no real intentions. They want to force TPs and just, you know, when you do that, it opens up the map for you. Now you have 3 other heroes sitting in the base. You have like 80% of the map to farm as well. So it's a good way to force the enemy into a position where they're kind of contained in their base.
Plus, Resolution just finishes BKB, so that's being delivered as we speak. SC on the Queen of Pain. We've seen the Orchid complete. We'll be going for BKB next. Any other item progressions? We talked about Timbersaw not having a whole lot right now. Ursa has to go BKB, and this was another question I was going to have. A lot of games you see Ursa pick up Ags is probably not a good idea this game, especially when you have the silence from Weehaw. Uh-oh, Timbersaw might be in some trouble. We got a smoke here from almost the entirety of Team Odd. Other than Resolution, everyone is here. KP, he does have a teleportation.
He's hugging the trees, though. They might not be able to get him.
Well, it's going to break. They're going to know. Now they know. He's in this vicinity. And Misery, oh, he sees him. Blink, Burrow Strike, Atos, and death.
Yep, there's no surviving the Atos Skywrath Mage ultimate combo. Way too much damage.
Is there any point where you, like, what's the best counter you think to Atos? Like a Lincoln's or Yule's Scepter? Yeah, that actually would waste the you wait for the Mystic Flare and then you do it, right?
Because they only have one real stun in this game, right? The Sand King stun.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I mean, that kind of sucks if you're Timbersaw. You have to go Hood and Yule's.
There's so many items he has to be able to stay alive, and he's a hero that kind of wants to be in the middle of everything. You know,
I mean,
you can't dance around.
Is there any point you just get BKB on Timbersaw?
Yeah, sometimes you do. I mean, this might not be. If he acquires enough farm, it could be possible this game.
And Kaka, Vendetta up. Mugi's close by. They're going to go for Misery. They're going to try to burst him, or sorry, Weehaw, they're going to burst him down with ease. Chaotic Offering is used a little bit late. Can they actually get any more kills here, though? Nice double Burrow Strike from Misery. Moon Meander attempting to deal a little bit of damage, but Mugi's just going to TP out in time. Kaka actually gets out as well.
So close. That's their one stun right there, Sand King.
That's true. So they burst down the high burst damage of Weehaw to get that out of the way, and are able to TP out and force out the Chaotic Offering. And Roche is going to be up in about a minute and a half.
Okay.
That's cutting it a bit close. That's going to be, what, like 40, 50 seconds left on the cooldown for Chaotic Offering. But, I mean, we'll see if that comes into effect for a Roche fight.
Yeah, it feels like Odd's team fight is just so superior, but Newbee are making good plays around the map, hitting these nice pickoffs thanks to the Nyx Assassin, Vendetta, giving vision, and just split pushing the entire game. I mean, that's what they need to do. They need to keep splitting until they can force Odd to kind of split up. You never want to fight Warlock head on. You want to try to force people back, have a numbers advantage, or even try to find him in these team fights, make them real chaotic so that he gets, you know, reveals his positioning. But it's not easy to do, especially when they have high building damage heroes like Bristleback where they can just force objectives like Roshan. You kind of can't just dance around that. You have to fight them head on at that point.
And Newbee is extremely unlucky on the Roshan spawn right now. It is close to the longest possible. But Chaotic Offering will still be down, technically speaking, if they can try to take advantage of that. We're going to see a Burrow Strike here from Misery onto Faith, who force staffs out to safety. Resolution did use Call Down, but that is a very low cooldown ultimate.
Yep. Also, Force Staff was the anti-Atos item as well.
True that, true that. This Misery, he did initiate. He almost dies for it, but does get away safely, at least for now. But Kaka might be on the chase. Does Kaka have a blink?
And nope, he's got a Midas. They do see Soxer, though, and he's not the fastest hero to leave.
Yeah, they're going to get the Shadow Strike. It's going to apply with the Orchid. One right click from Kaka should be enough to take him out. Actually, the mana burn is needed to ensure it. That is a dead Warlock for another 30 seconds, which is pretty much the same timer on his cooldown for Chaotic Offering. So they will, in all likelihood, have it up in time for Roshan, unless...
by Newbee.
Yeah, Newbee. This is...
Roshan is up, actually.
Yeah, he just spawned not too long ago. If they can sneak it, that would be huge, but I feel like Planet Odd have the tools to...
Yeah, Moon's going to break their smoke, so now they're going to know what's going on.
Impale misses. Spike Carapace comes out. Not going to do a whole lot. SC gets the Orchid. BKB pop by Moon Meander. Here comes the Resolution with the ultimate. Not going to hit anybody. Moogie gets Force Staff to safety. Homing missiles coming for you, my friend. It's level 4. Nothing to scoff at for sure. KP just getting chased by Moon Meander, but there's the high ground defense. Nice ultimate from Faith. He's going to get a full duration into a Sonic Wave. Onto 3. Misery is almost dead. Will finally drop in the end. Timbersaw, you are extremely low. Might need to deny himself, but no. He is okay for now. Moon Meander, there's a regen right here. He really wants it, but it's not going to happen, my friend. Quap jumps in and takes him out. Resolution pops the BKB, but Moogie right-clicking to his heart's content. As there's the buyback onto Misery's Sand King. Queen of Pain, SC, silenced and brought down. Weehaw with absolutely no mana. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. And they have a Shrine to work with as well, so they can stick around.
Yep, no Queen of Pain for 45 seconds. They could do Roshan, but I guess they really need Bristleback for Roche. With the goo and the Solar Crest negative armor, I mean, they can still go for it, but it won't be anywhere near as fast.
Yeah, is the Golem still alive? I guess not. They're going to try. We'll see how fast they can actually do it. And the question is, does Newbee have the span? They have the Timber Saw that could potentially annoy the crap out of them in the pit.
Yeah.
See if that comes into play right now.
They need
do they
to
even
do
expect
something.
them in there right now?
Probably not, honestly.
Oh boy. This is going to be the Aegis and the Cheese. Oh, here we go. Newbee's finally amalgamating here. Misery, Burrow Strike into the Atos and the Mystic Flare. Timbersaw extremely low, and the Epicenter is going to finish him off, and the Faith looks to be next on the list as Resolution is going to take him out with the Rocket Barrage. Moogie jumps in, takes out Soxa. Doesn't have the ultimate to work with, so not the biggest deal. Weehaw in the meantime attempting to run away. Very high move speed on that Skywrath Mage as Kaka is going to use Vendetta to get away safely himself. BKB popped by Moogie, actually. Why did he pop BKB?
He wanted to make sure he'd be able to get out.
Oh.
I mean, there's no real threat there unless Sand King were to blink stun him, but still. He knew he was in a spot where he just needs to live.
And Planet Odd not feeling up to finishing Roche right now. It is at half health, but a little bit risky knowing that Queen of Pain is up. Sonic Wave will be online in 10 seconds. This homing missile is actually sewn. This got a buff recently too, didn't it?
Yeah, stun duration.
All right, stun duration. It deals so much damage at level 4. And actually they're going to go back in just with a couple heroes, Resolution and Moon Meander. SC is seen on the cliff, will be hit by the homing missile. Kaka jumps in but gets silenced immediately and brought down by Weehaw. And now Roche looks a little bit more secured. Can Newbee do anything about it? Here comes the Chakram.
Call down. Steal here.
Will come through. Resolution does get the Aegis, though. Sonic Wave on a bunch of heroes, but Queen of Pain's forced to pop his BKB and attempt to run away as Newbee is just going to be dropping like flies. 3 dead overall as Planet Odd looking really good in that engagement.
Man, both teams going back for that Roshan over and over. That was like 2, maybe 3 minutes of just straight Roshan fighting, and that's just because of how important it is for these teams. Ursa really needs this Roshan to play. With this Aegis, Planet Odd will be able to attempt high ground here.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually do anything about this. 20 seconds left on cooldown for Crystal Maiden. Pretty much everybody else is going to be up pretty shortly. They might be able to get the tier 3 and then go for Shrines or something to that effect.
So are Odd a team to take Shrines and then go back, or to take the tier 3 and go back for Shrines, or do you think they'll force it without the Warlock ultimate up so far?
I mean, who knows, man. Weehaw jumps in, Mystic Flare. The Force Staff is there to counteract that, but here comes a Chaotic Offering. They're going to lose a Skywrath Mage, and KP attempting to get away with a Timber Chain, but the magic damage is going to be way too much as he's finally brought down. The Impale just a slightly too slow as Kaka and company really want to prevent this Rax from going down, but I don't think Odd can actually go for it. Moon Meander, he's very tanky, has pretty much no mana, but there is a cheese in his inventory if they want to try to turn this. Soxa, of course, or to use the Golem as it sits here, impaled. Moon Meander not taking a lot of damage. He pops the cheese, and that might scare off Kaka as he gets Force Staff to safety. Moon Meander pops a BKB of his own, and Faith might be the sacrificial lamb here for Newbee as he takes 1, 2, well, okay, only 1 right click.
That's all it
2
takes.
close frames. That is a lot of damage, my goodness. But with the Golem being taken out, Planet Odd, their push has ended. They do get the tier 3.
Yep, so that was the cheese being used. Aegis is still alive on Resolution's Gyrocopter. Almost has Scotty completed as well. And I imagine they'll wait for Warlock's next ultimate before they attempt any high ground.
Do you like this, Scotty? I feel like he doesn't really have much physical damage right now. He's just going for a super tank.
Right, and that's all he really needs in this kind of game, right? If Ursa can't jump and burst him down, then they're going to win the fight anyway, so it's a good build for sure. I like it.
SC. Of course, we saw that BKB being used. That is the 10-second gun. He is going for an assault curious. You see this from time to time. I feel like Quap is a bit underrated as far as late game potential. Ends up being kind of a right clicker sometimes.
She kind of does, but she's in some danger right now.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might be okay, has the BKB if needed, right?
Homing missile will find her though. BKB is forced out. That's the 9 seconds, so she will be fine. But you never want to have to use that. What is up with her? Oh, Mugi destroys Skywrath Mage. Weeha, wrong place, wrong time. I mean, that's the thing. If Ursa can find the jump onto Weeha, he can't do anything. He has no Force Staff. He has Blink and Atos.
Exactly. He's going to melt every time.
And Enrage takes off Atos, right?
Yep.
If he's not silenced, obviously.
Well, yeah, we assume it's going to be silenced right now.
Yeah.
But he's got BKB for that as well.
And does have the Diffusal Blade online and is going for MKB next, actually.
Okay. So you were talking about the Queen of Pain having some real late game scaling potential, right? I mean, she does in a sense that they've buffed her auto attack over and over. They've lowered the base attack time. She has that healing mechanic now from the spell life still at 25, but she's still a hero that usually can't just sit there and right click.
True.
Or at least that's what it feels like most of the time.
She still has to be on the outskirts to some degree.
Right.
It's not like the old Blade Mail lifesteal days, right?
Blink into 5 people, you're totally okay.
Yeah, but she does go Orchid on a regular basis, so Bloodthorn will be an eventuality, you have to think, as she's actually going to jump in on the Warlock, but the Glimmer Cape will keep him safe. SC attempting to TP out, and actually, wow. I think he was going to be fine. Misery was in the vicinity, but pops BKB. He's actually might be in some trouble here. Blink is up in 1 second. There's the Atos and the silence. How close was his TP to finishing?
It was about a second off, but he was scared that the Sand King Blink stun would land ahead of time. Like, he has a ward there, and he saw Sand King coming, but
it was close.
It was close, but I think Sand King wouldn't have gotten there anyways. But, of course, he didn't know that. He thought he'd be able to blink over the hill, so. Small blunder there, 50 seconds, no Queen of Pain. And, I mean, this is the green light for Planet Odd to just stroll up on the hill.
Yeah, you have to think SC is going to end up using the buyback here to try to defend this. Here comes the Atos. Doesn't actually use his ult until the Force Staff comes into play. Nice bait there from Weeha. Yeah. Uses the Force Staff and then Mystic Flare, as this is an entirety of a Rax here mid. And Planet Odd forcing.
They need to respond here, or else they're just going to lose their whole base. I mean,
it's going to be a 4v5 if Quap buys back.
Right. None of these heroes actually take damage here from the tower. Bristleback and Gyrocopter are pretty much immune here.
Resolution. There's Weeha again with the silence. Nyx Assassin brought down. They do have buyback on both Nyx and Quap, so maybe they just want to wait for Quap to come back normally. There's backdoor protection, so they won't get the full racks. What do you think about that play to wait for Quap to actually respawn so that you can jump and do all your damage, die, and then buy back and maybe do it again?
I think they had no real hope of fighting anyways, so she didn't use the buyback. That's probably the best possible way that they can take the fight if they have 2 lives up on the Quap like that, but realistically they have no business taking that fight, and they're just hoping that Ursa can force a reaction to the top lane by pushing.
How is this not greater than a 5K net worth lead right now?
I know. That's crazy, huh? If only we could see the real numbers. Maybe it's 4,900.
Oh, wait. This is my account, actually. I can check. All right. It is 4,000 right now.
So we're close.
Yeah. Does that surprise you at all, considering how the game has gone?
Yeah, it definitely does.
This feels like an 8 to 9K net worth.
When you look at the game, you feel, wow, this is pretty heavily one-sided right now. It feels like that Newbee can't take any of these team fights when Odd are grouped up. So you would imagine it's a bigger of a gold lead, but it's not the case.
Is there a point where Newbee, are they waiting for something specific to come online? I mean, Nyx Assassin, Ags would probably make quite a bit of difference, but he's 3,000 away.
Better, but I mean, there's no.
Against Skywrath Mage is pretty bad, actually. Yeah. He just burrowed. Hey, Mystic Flare me, please.
I mean, there's no one item that really turns this game for them. I mean, Bloodthorn is a big pickup on Queen of Pain or AC, whatever she's going for next. Ursa, same thing with the MKB, but it's not. It doesn't feel like, oh, once I get this item, that's the difference maker. Now we can take these team fights. It's just not the case.
True dat. Looks like Queen of Pain was trying to cut the wave a bit, but wasn't able to get the entire thing. As Timbersaw getting absolutely destroyed. Force Staff comes out to keep him safe. Here comes a call down, though. Sonic Wave is available for SC to use right now, but it's going to be too late as Timbersaw has to buy back into the game. As Kaka is next on the list. No buyback for you, my friend. BKB on Moonmanor allows him just to come right-click Crystal Maiden to death. Ursa trying to find some recovery kills. All he's going to find right now is Misery Sand King. SC pops the BKB. Sonic Wave still online. Wants to find a good opportunity. He's going to get a 3-man Sonic Wave. Is that going to be enough, though? He's just going to get silenced and brought down again. He does have buyback, as we talked about. Golem's still online. Moon Meander did die, and that feels like their position 1 almost at this point.
Yeah, he's their big frontliner for sure. And him going down is probably going to make them back up here. They don't want to be able to do that, or they can't really, actually. But that was the Timbersaw buyback. I think that was it, right? Anyone else?
Yeah, I do. Here, I'll double check.
Yeah, just Timbersaw.
Yeah, Timbersaw buyback. SC being very, very conservative.
Yep, waiting for that perfect opportunity there before he jumps in.
And we've seen the gyrocopter with the finished Scotty now, and will be a butterfly on top of it. So now, even more survivability and right click. Nice combination.
Yep, at least Moogie's about to pick up his MKB now, so the timing's aligned, and he has that for the evasion.
Yeah, that is very true.
So a lot of damage coming out from Ursa, but Ursa still one of these heroes where if he can't burst that target on his initial jump, he struggles in some of these team fights.
Hey, Brax, we got a DD top, my friend.
Oh, boy, it's the...
It's not 40 minutes yet, though.
Okay,
it's just
close.
It's the casual double damage.
All right. We're not getting to double damage every 2 minutes yet.
What do you think about if 2 runes could spawn, like when it starts spawning 2, what if it could be the same rune? 2 broken?
Just wouldn't make sense.
I mean, does anything make sense in Dota? I mean,
yeah, there's the lore. It all makes sense.
Yeah, the lore, please. They rewrite that every day. Slacks has a heart attack every time something comes out. All right. Well, call down's already been activated.
Yep, checking the Roche.
30. Yeah, Roche not going to be up quite yet, as they're going to find the Timbersaw. Mystic Flare just destroys him. Ursa attempting to get Bristol back. This will be a huge kill if they're able to get it. Sonic Wave not online for SC for another 5 seconds. I don't think he's going to make it in time. He's going to blink into a silence from Weehaw. Weehaw's just going to go to town. Yet again, the right clicks will suffice. That is 4 dead for Newbee, as Planet Odd are looking to finish this game and looking to get a team wipe. Ultra kill for Resolution.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that game's going to go on any longer than that. That was the Queen of Pain, or sorry, the Timbersaw dieback, if I'm not correct, or not mistaken, right?
Yeah, the Timbersaw, that is the dieback. And, of course, Queen of Pain does have the buyback, but that is it. That is it. If she had the Sonic Wave just 5 seconds earlier, I think they could have taken out Moon Meander.
It felt like there was some big potential for a Newbee to win that fight there. Kaka was invis on all the heroes, was almost able to line up stun on like 4 different heroes there.
Right.
But, you know, it's probably one of the worst stuns in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, it's rough.
Very difficult to aim well.
Well, that's the second racks, and Planet Odd set their sights to the 3rd and final for Mega Creeps. SC, Atos forced out the BKB, and that's not what you want to see. I just rhymed a lot. That is Mega Creeps now for Planet Odd, as they're just going to finish off Crystal Maiden, and Sonic Wave finally coming out, but really to no avail. Mystic Flare coming in. Actually, Chaotic Offering is going to keep him in place, and that actually will be enough to kill Queen of Pain in the fountain as GG's come out. Planet Odd taking game 1 of this best of 3 for the winners bracket final here at